Okay, so this is sort of maybe niche conspiracy, right? But think about the beach, right? Everyone loves the beach. And there'll be a couple people like, I don't like the beach. Okay, boo-hoo, no one cares. Everyone likes the beach. Okay, I grew up in an area where there was like 100 beaches around, right? Now, the thing is that people no longer physically put their feet in the grass and in the dirt. Maybe a couple hippie people do. But just in general, people are wearing shoes 80% of the time. If you spend a lot of time at home, maybe you're only wearing shoes 60 to 70% of the time. But everyone has to either go to school or they have to work, meaning you have to wear your shoes all the time. And I'm not advocating for people going shoeless and barefoot on the concrete in the Walmart. I would never advocate for that. I'm just saying people do not, spend time in nature with their feet connected to the earth, right? Now at the beach, think about it, that is the only socially acceptable time for you to have your shoes off and have your bare feet connected to the earth. And it's not the dirt, sure, it's not like, what we think of when we think of earth, but the beach is a part of earth, obviously, even though it's sand. You're touching the sand in the water, bare feet, your body, aka your soul and your spirit and your energy, is directly connected to the earth when you're on the beach. Swear to God, only socially acceptable time to not have your shoes on and have your feet physically on the earth. On the earth, not on the hardwood floor, not on the concrete, not on the linoleum, none of that, okay? So that is possibly why they really promote the beach. Beach imagery is everywhere. How often do you see beach ads, imagery and messaging versus messaging and ads about the forest, about spending time in parks or the forest? There's none of that. Since the dawn of time, aka the dawn of time, Don Draper, since the dawn of time, right? 1950s, 1960s, they love to advertise the beach. And maybe that's just because they like to advertise vacation, because they want to brainwash you into thinking that being in nature and not working is something that you're only allowed to do 10% of the time that you're alive. Because the more they promote the idea that a vacation is a normal thing versus how we originally lived life, it just convinces you that you need to work and save up to go on a vacation. So you're supposed to work yourself to death for 3/4, not even 3/4, more like 4/5 of your life. And then you're supposed to go to Hawaii for 5 days, and that's supposed to make up for all of the hours and hours and days and weeks and years that you messed up your entire nervous system. Vacation propaganda is real. And beach propaganda. I'm not saying I don't like the beach, love the beach. Just saying, they don't like to promote the grass and the dirt. They like to promote the beach. So that was really I'm not really trying to promote necessarily some type of beach conspiracy. More just like, we need to talk about the fact that the beach is literally the only place where you can touch your toes to the earth. I said that really, really weird. I don't know why I worded it like that, but you get the point. Are we understanding? Have we ever sat and thought about the beach? Have we ever really thought about it? Because, yes, there are people who surf or, go out on their boat or do that water thing, tubing, I don't know, whatever. And there are obviously people swim at the beach. But what do people love to do the most? They like to walk on the sand. They like to pick up seashells. They like to collect them. Okay? Little kids like to step on crustaceans and then start screaming and crying. It's, I don't know, beach propaganda.